What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're talking through the upcoming buddy reads that I have for this year. So I just wanted to put out this video talking through the basically 4 main commitments that I'm doing for this year, whether it be for projects, book clubs, or just read-alongs, and talking through what they are and when they're happening. So if anyone would like to join in, they can, and also to put out the word that I'm doing it. And if you would like to buddy read something with me, feel free to let me know, and I'm more than happy to figure out a time that we can do it depending on my months and the TBRs. Also, in my TBR videos, if there are any books that you do want to buddy read, feel free to let me know in the comments, and we can buddy up either a time and break it down into a schedule, or just read it throughout the month and chat, whatever you like. So I'm going to talk through by month, but overarching concept are from 4 main projects. So the first being a project that I'm doing with Mel in regards to Greek mythology. This one we did start in January. Then I have BookStara, which I'm repping the merch for. Amy kindly got me a t-shirt, and so I'm officially one of the gang. I was always one of the gang, but the shirt just so precious. It just really meant a lot. So we are reading the Bone season, and that started in February with the novella, so definitely a time to jump in if you would like. I'm not rereading February and March's books, The Pale Dreamer and the Bone season, because I've already read them, but that is happening in the wider world and will influence my reading later on in the year. Third is the Earth Children's Read Along, created by Sarah from Sierra the Book Addict, and again they started in January and are reading 1 book over 2 months. So for January, February it was kind of The Cave Bear, which I've already read, so I'm not rereading it, and jumping in at March's book. And then the 4th one is Amy and I have wanted to do a side quest for the Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter series, and so we will be doing that this year as well, and we've picked dates, so now I know when I'm mentioning it. So for January, like I said, Mel and I have already started our project, and we read 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes, and the Earth Children series read The Clan of the Cave Bear. So this was Sierra's book series. Then in February we're reading Electra by Jennifer Saint, and the BookStara group are reading The Pale Dreamer. I already read it in 2021, so I don't feel the need to reread it, and will be contributing to the discussion once I read a SparksNote version. And then we dive into March. And for March, Mel and I are actually taking a break from our project, just with her readathon, The Roll of Reads, happening. It was just too much, and we could stagger it out better having the break in March. So no Greek mythology inspired text on there, but I am doing a buddy read of The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is with Bookish Gems, and I got her name wrong in my TBR, fuck. Princess from the Castle Library, and so I'm really excited to see what all of this is about. I am very intimidated by it, but I feel like if we have a nice little group going, then it should be pretty easy to get through. I am gonna make it in a chonky channel on my buddy reading chaos Discord for anyone that would like to join, but it also might float onto different platforms depending on what Gem and Princess want to do. Then I will be joining the Earth Children's and reading The Valley of Horses, and this is the 2nd. I'm very excited to actually continue on with the series because I have been putting it off for the longest time, and I'm very keen. So hopefully Sierra and I will be able to have some great discussion on it. And like I said, the BookStara group will be reading The Bone season by Samantha Shannon. This is the first full-length novel, so if you want to join, you definitely still have time to play catch up and read the novella and then dive into this. And then for April, the only commitment I have at the moment is the Iliad by Homer, which I am so looking forward to reading again. This just fills me with joy. I fell asleep for it the first time, so hopefully the second round will be a lot better and I'll actually be able to stay awake. And this is for Mel's and my project. We're also joined by her friend Max, and they're a classicist, so they have a really interesting conversation going, but I don't think they have a social media platform. Then in May, we're back up to full swing. So for Mel, we will be reading The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I'm so excited to reread this. I loved it. It is telling the story of Briseis and voices of the women surrounding the Trojan War. Very keen to reread this because I just fell in love with it the first time I read it, and now we will be looking at it in a deeper way. Then we have the Mammoth Hunters for the Earth Children read along, and I really don't know anything more. Then it's the third book, so we're going in blind. And then for BookStara we have the Mime Order, which is the second novel in the Bone Season series. Then in June I currently only have one read, and that's for Mel's project, and that is The Women of Troy by Pat Barker. I'm very keen to see this next take. Looks like we're following a lot of different voices once again, and following on from The Silence of the Girls, so and thank you, Mel, for this beautiful copy. Then in July, I'm not sure where Mel and I are going for the later half of the year, but we'll let you know when I do. And the first one that I have on my list is the Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. This is the third book in the Bone Season series, so continuing on, and hopefully going to be having a lot of fun with it. For the Earth Children's, we will be moving on to the Plains of Passage. These are so chunky, they're so intimidating. I recently picked this up in Sydney because I actually found it in a semi-similar condition to my other ones, so that was great. And then we're starting on the side quest of The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I really wish I can remember the name of the series, but I cannot. The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club. There we go. So starting this as a side quest, and I'm so excited to read it with Amy. I think it's going to be amazing. Then for August, we're diving into the second Extraordinary Adventures and reading European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, again by Theodora Goss. And that's the only thing I have booked in at the moment, but I feel like there is, I just haven't written down Mel's continuation. Whoopsies. And then for September, diving back in with a novella for the Bone Season, so that's The Dawn Chorus. So that's 3.5, and that's a little novella. Then for Earth Children, we're reading The Shelters of Stone, and finalizing off the Athena Club by reading this. It has Sinister Mystery in the title, but I didn't write the full one down and it's not in that book, so I can't quote it, but we're reading the third and final one in the series. Then for October, we're reading the last Bone Season book that's currently out, which is The Mask's Falling. Then for November, the final book in the Earth Children series, and that is The Land of Painted Caves. We're getting there. These are beasties, little beasties. And that is all that I have written down for the moment. I have plenty of things that I would love to read and read with people. So those are the priorities. They're the things that I have locked in currently. And I do feel like we have Penelope's story and the story of Odysseus for the next 6 months, but I just forgot to write down the data. So I think because we were still just figuring out where we wanted to go with it, and if we were going to take another break, what month that was going to be, and just depending on our schedules. So these are the priority books plus the entire Bone Season series that I don't own because I'm going to buy it 1 for 1, that I'm going to be prioritizing as buddy reads. So, oh god, these are chunky boys. Let me know in the comments, are you wanting to join in? Is there anything that has called your name and you're interested in picking up now that I've mentioned it? And or is there something else that you would like to buddy read? I will probably, I think it's either next month or in April, have a video coming out of the books that I would like to buddy read. So I'll talk through my 5-star predictions that I haven't read at that point, the Rainbow bookshelf that I've still got left, and the Bookish Friends Make Me Read, plus a couple of extra ones that might pop to mind. I also really want to finish off series, so if there are any series that you know that I have started and needs some continuation pushing with, feel free to hit me up with those as well. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!